everyone, welcome to Otaku Saga. I'm DK.
I'm Rizzo.
And I'm Zero, and today in Anime Reaction Watch episode 6 of Alderamin on the Sky.
If you want to check out our reaction to the 6th episode of Alderamin on the Sky, hit that link in the description below.
And be sure to give us feedback in the comments section because we love hearing from you.
And as always, if you'd like what you see, subscribe to Otaku Saga, and don't forget to like and share our videos. And thanks for watching.
So, on this episode of Alderamin on the Sky,
We're going on a field trip, yay! Well, okay,
6-month deployment, but
deployment to a remote northern garrison.
in the mountains.
The sticks.
To the north.
Yeah. So basically,
Night gathers, and now our watch begins. You knew it was coming.
So anyway, yeah. I'm not sure exactly how many people were involved in that deployment, but it was a lot. Quite a few students.
About 0.5 of a fuck ton.
Yeah. Anyway, they arrive at the central garrison, or the northern garrison, and they have to endure a speech by the commanding officer. Yada yada, you know, all the usual stuff. And then in the middle of the welcoming banquet,
Actually, in the that opening speech, it looked like it was about 6 to 10 platoons of soldiers.
Anyway, in the middle of the opening banquet, a big-ass soldier...
No, Iskander, King of Conquerors.
Hey, we don't even care about his real name. He's a Skandor.
Yes.
Because
he looks just like Iskander from
Fate Zero.
From Fate Zero. And he acts just like him, too, so... Anyway, he challenges Yatori to a sword fight.
Well, that was his first mistake.
Well, it's... According to Ikta, it's something that always happens when members of Yatori's family go to new garrisons. Right. It's just tradition.
Just the thing. Take on the best swordsman because whatever, morale or...
Yeah.
It's one of those to prove that they are worthy of the two blades.
Yeah.
And they're worthy of the... What was her last name? It's like
Exum.
Basically worthy of that traditional style, and
all the titles and the tradition.
And I guess it's a legendary name, and there's a lot of honor in that initial duel when you first get to the garrison, which ended up being pretty awesome.
Damn.
Yeah, it was more or less a beatdown.
It's a squash match.
Yeah. As far as I could tell, the only time that she actually attacked was the very last attack, which disarmed him so emphatically that his giant freaking oar
got embedded
into the ceiling. So
of a stone fortress.
Yeah.
And she decided that she wasn't even going to use two swords, she was only going to use one.
And that's why paper beats rock.
But yeah, so then I guess it's the next day, they have to take the training troops out for, I'm not sure, some sort of march, I guess.
Well,
From what I understood, that march is entirely designed to put pressure on the village there.
Yeah, it's a show of force for the sort of various scattered mountain peoples.
It's a very quiet show of force.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of rude, but whatever.
Now, to discourage them from, raiding.
Yeah.
There you go.
But it's discovered partway through the march that Ikta never went on the march.
That he, quote, voluntarily reported to the detention barracks.
Voluntarily reported to the detention facility for failing to show up for the march.
For the sole purpose. Well, no, it can't be the sole purpose of Ikta. For the apparent purpose of macking on one of the Warren officers.
No, she was a private.
She was a first class.
Yeah, private first class.
All right.
But basically, what happens is this girl, she's trying to stop a first lieutenant from taking the books that were at the barracks, which Ikta correctly guesses that the lieutenant was taking the books to sell them because books are worth a lot of money.
Ouch.
Which also lets you know what kind of type of time period this takes place in. Because Ikta mentions that the printing press was invented not too long ago. So that lets you know that it takes place in a world that would be similar to, I think the printing press was invented in the 1500s, something like that.
Yeah.
So imagine something like the late 1500s, early 1600s.
Call this sort of like Renaissance punk then? Because I mean, you got steampunk for your Victorian era stuff. You got diesel punk for sort of, 30s, 40s stuff. Now you got this with like wooden airships and what look like sort of early blunderbusses or rifles, but with interesting technology kind of thrown in.
Yeah,
it's
magic.
pretty cool. Magic.
But the one thing that I enjoy about that scene is it does show the subtle hazing that occurs in the military that no one actually looks at.
Little pieces of power from superior officers.
Yep.
Because that's a very minute thing, and actually I have experience in that because I had my electronics confiscated for no apparent reason, and they sold them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I had my phone and my laptop sold.
Damn.
Oh. Sorry, the printing press was invented at circa 1440, so I was slightly off.
But still, I mean,
I was close.
You were close.
Renaissance punk.
Yeah.
I do like
really,
that. That should be a new genre, Renaissance punk.
But yeah, that's really fucked up.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it's just because like they were doing they had some sort of excuse. I called the excuse bullshit, but there's no power that I can do because I'm a E1.
yeah, but they still shouldn't have been able to sell your private property.
Yeah.
Like, that's just...
There's a lot of stuff that happens, but it does happen. That kind of crap.
Does actually happen in today's military.
Yep.
I'm sure it's always happened throughout the history of warfare. This is what happens when you give manpower over other men.
But anyway,
enough of the philosophy.
Moving on a little bit, Ikta ends up coming to save the day. In a
so smooth,
omnipotent style.
It seems that way, yeah.
I think that's actually the words that he used. I remember seeing What If a Soldier and Omnipotent. I think I was more focusing on the scene that was going on at the time. But he
was talking about the first lieutenant's conviction that if a soldier stays soldier-like,
right,
then they can deal with any situation. But the fact that Ikta Like, it's one thing to know where spiders could be. It's another thing to know that a spider would be right there in the perfect spot to land on the first lieutenant's face.
Especially one that's... I mean...
Huge.
When you think about it...
He might have seen it when he was walking up, but... I mean, still, that's...
a long shot.
Yeah.
And to be able to hit a wall... it seemed like a brick wall.
Just right.
To have the spider fall.
And not on him, on the other guy who was standing away from it, so...
Yeah. Well, he ended up like, being pushed into the wall just a little bit. Like, he baited...
Yeah, he baited the
other officer, lieutenant.
Yeah, they pushed him into it just to make it happen just right.
Yep, it was pretty interesting.
Kind of bullshit, actually.
Hand waving, but
Just
pretty cool.
Call it right now. Then he ends up macking on the PFC,
Because why not?
and the guy who was commanding the training troops
Nicknamed Havoc.
ran all the way back from wherever they were at just to grab Ikta, and then starts to take him to the detention center to put him into a cell for 3 days with no food or water.
That's a rather harsh punishment.
A little cruel and unusual.
Well, let's see here. Being truant from a training exercise and being insubordinate to not one but two superior officers.
Still not worth dying.
Yeah.
Or being close to death.
Well, also consider the time period, I guess the style of it.
I guess.
Punishments were harsh.
I guess.
But he distracts the guy and then runs around the corner.
How did he fall for that?
And notices something in a cell that he was passing by.
And then he puts on his aw shit face A game.
Actually, that is not what happened. He put on a conniving look.
He put on kind of a pissed look.
Yeah.
So, what's in the
And he stated, "Oh, what's this?"
But yeah, so that's where the episode leaves off.
Well, we also got I can only imagine that it's the queen or princess of the northern tribe.
Oh, yes.
We got a little skit of her standing on top of a mountain saying, "Hey, we're gonna take control back from the blasphemous plains demons."
Yeah. So, probably a big offensive from the mountain people.
Yep.
Yay!
Igdo will get to show off his brilliance again.
And probably get a less severe punishment because of it.
So, I think that in the cell is either going to be a royal member of a northern tribe, or it might be someone that Ikta was acquainted with.
Yeah.
Because there's still a lot of hate for the science community.
Well, it's blasphemy, pretty much.
Yep.
In their eyes. So, it might even be the author of that book they mentioned, for all we know.
I think that it was stated that he passed away or something.
He was probably killed.
Yeah.
Well, if he was left to rot in a cell, then who knows? We'll find out next week, I'm sure.
Yep. But so let us know what you thought of the anime, what you thought of our reaction in the comment section below.
Yep. Thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't.
But that's gonna do it for this episode of Anime Reaction. As always, I'm DK.
I'm Zero.
And I'm Rizzo.
See you next time.